Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more content at Bailey Stewart. Today's video is a huge Allphalete review of their new birthday sale launch. Over 62 or 63, I believe, new items, 240 something if you include all the colors. It is a huge drop because January and February kind of got lumped into one. I don't think that the launches will always be this big, fingers crossed, because it's a lot. But we've got pretty much every collection that Allphalete has dropping. We have a ton of new items that will be dropping for the sale, and they will be dropping 20% off, technically 30% with code Bailey. Code Bailey is stackable during the sale to save an additional 10% off. Also counts as an entry to my monthly giveaway. So if you use code Bailey, make sure to screenshot, let me know so I can say thank you, and make sure to enter the monthly giveaway. I will have the link to enter down below. So all the new items dropping will be 30% off with a code, and the entire website will be up to 80% off. I will also have linked down below the women's PDF, the men's PDF, and the sale PDF that gives you a breakdown of the $10 bucket. They're gonna have Amplify that are $10, which is the gold graphic, and there's the entire breakdown of all items on the website and dropping in their price bracket. Some items are going to be low as $10, including Amplify. Everything on the entire site will be on sale for their birthday sale. And again, code Bailey is stackable. Sale is happening February 22nd. It goes live at 12 PM CST and ends February 25th at 12 PM CST as well. If you want to see all the new items launching, just keep watching. So before we get into the review, because it's probably going to be quite a long one, I will have timestamps down below, don't you guys worry. But I think going into it, we're immediately going to get the color comparisons out of the way. I'm just going to insert all the color comparison images that I have done. Again, if you look down at the timestamps, it'll show you where I start to review, but I just want to get the color comparisons out of the way. And again, I'm just going to be inserting all the pictures because again, there are quite a bit of new colors dropping. We've got, again, pretty much every collection that Allphalete has ever done launching. So we have Aura, we have Tenacity, we have Seamless, we have Revival, and we have lounge pieces, and a new range for tops, a new fabric as well. I'm gonna start with Seamless. I feel like that's what everyone's probably most curious about. We have the glass tanks coming back. I love the glass tanks. You guys know I was not a fan of the ice tanks, but I love the tweaks that they made to the glass tank. It makes it a lot more IBTC friendly. It doesn't come as low, the straps aren't as long, and this seamless fabric is exactly what I want in baby tees, long sleeve seamless tops. The seamless fabric is the best on the market in my opinion. Like, this is what I love seamless tops to feel like, and I really hope that this is the fabric they use for the baby tees that they do, if they do, hopefully. I'll pop the measurements of the glass tank on the screen. Glass tanks will be $30.40 during the sale, additional 10% off with code Bailey. We have Grove, which is this stunning green, very, very similar to emerald. And then we have Steel, which is this grayish blue. And then we have Poise, which is this really pretty light pink. And then you also have it in white coming. I did not snag white. I love these tops. This with Define Impact is giving BBL combo, and I'm here for it. I get extra small. I find that extra small, I get a little bit of extra fabric in the armpit. The straps are a little bit longer than I would like. So I find that sizing down not only snatches the waist, because again, it is a very stretchy fabric. So I do think you can get away with sizing down. And I find that sizing down just gets rid of that excess fabric in the armpit, makes the straps fit a little bit like shorter, which is better because then it doesn't come so low. And it is a little bit above my hip bone length, but not as short as like this one. Love the length, love how it snatches. I am a glass tank girl. One of my favorite items Alphalete's done. No built-in bra, it's just one lined, and again, seamless fabric. So I do usually pair the Aura bra with it underneath. And then it's got, again, kind of like the seamless leggings, that like ribbing contour on the sides. It just snatches so well. I am not normally a tank girl, but I friggin' love these, and I love the color palette that it came in. This green, I need to double check the others, is fitting a little more wide and a little bit lower than my previous ones. So I guess it's just colors vary. I still really like it. Like, it's a nice snatching top. I really want them to do this in like a seamless baby tee, seamless long sleeve, like this exact fabric and fit. Sweat wicking, it hits at my hip bones. Just a razorback design. So here's the Poise extra small glass tank. I definitely think it's just the grading scale that's the issue. I definitely think I got a larger extra small in the green because the measurements are wider than my previous glass tanks. However, I think it's just like when they have like a certain, I don't think it's called quality control. Maybe it is, yeah, like where like it gets approved even if it's X amount of inches or centimeters different from what it's like actually supposed to be. So I think that's what happened, because that has happened with an Aura Sculpt bra of mine. Like measurement wise, the Grove tank, like glass tank, is wider and the straps are longer than my last launch ones. This one isn't as wide, like it's not digging in my armpit. Definitely fits a little bit better. It's just a minor tweak, but just know that that could happen as well. My steel fits the most similar and is measurement wise the most similar to last launch, but again, Grove, and it's just like the tiniest bit, but it really does win on make a difference because I had so much fabric in my armpit and the straps were longer, whereas this one and steel do fit a little bit better. Love them. It's just, I just wanted to note that could be a possibility, because like with quality control, they allow a certain amount of like measurement difference and still approve it. It's only when it's like a big difference that like it doesn't get approved. And then we have the Contour. Contour is back. We've got the Contour 4.5, at least is what my extra smalls are. I think sizing up, there's like a grading scale, so when sizing up, it might get a little bit longer. Small is probably 5. I'll pop the measurements on the screen of the Contour shorts extra small. Again, fits the same as previous. The Contour shorts will be $40 during the sale. Additional 10% off with code Bailey. Comes in black, garnet, Grove, Poise, and steel. Got Poise and Grove, both extra small. Even though there is no under glute compression on these, it's got the ribbed shading that kind of sculpts around the glutes. So still very flattering. It does have a scrunch. It's got the normal scrunch. The rise is quite high. I would say on shorter torsos it's gonna be almost ultra high rise. High rise if you've got a longer torso. I don't mind it in the Contour shorts. It is more noticeable in the leggings, I would say. Like it definitely feels higher in the leggings. So I just prefer the Contour shorts over the leggings personally. Waistband is 3-tiered. This fit has not changed. It feels the same, fits the same as previous Contour drops. So if you like Contour, you can stay to your normal size that you've been getting. It doesn't have the waffle detail, but kind of has. I have worn these to, I don't think it's pilling. I have worn the green to the gym with over top of Hollister sweatpants. So I don't think it's pilling. I think it's just the fleece inside the sweatpants like shedding on my leggings. But Contour is a softer thinner, more pantyhose-like material, so it is more delicate. It's more pill prone than some newer seamless that are dropping. Like, it is the most delicate out of all of them, so you could get pilling. It doesn't have a front seam, so I don't get any camel or anything like that. The poise is definitely going to be more sheer. If you have a tattoo, and you'll see in the sticker test, if you have a tattoo, a poise is going to be sheer. We'll try on poise and do the sticker test. Again, I feel like the Grove has a tighter waistband than the pink, but my butt looks the best in the pink because it's a brighter shade. Something about the pink, so good. I really like the contour shorts, even though it doesn't have compression lift. It's got the subtle shading, which really does kind of enhance. Obviously, if it had compression, it would be even better, but Alphalete's not there yet. And then we have the scrunch, which doesn't go all the way up my back, so that's a slay. It stops kind of like right at my crack. I would love to see Alphalete do a seam, a V-seam on their seamless instead of the straight waistband. I feel like that would shape even more, but I still really like these. They're gonna be the most sheer. Well, maybe tied with steel, because steel's a pretty light shade. But if you have a tattoo, yeah, just note it is a more sheer color. It will show cellulite. I don't care about that, but I know it's commonly asked, so I just want to let you guys know. Waistband isn't as snug as Grove, still okay. I'm glad I didn't do small. I would say you can still stick to your normal size, because when you size down in the shorts, the inseam gets shorter. So there's definitely something to keep in mind. I don't like seamless that have no tummy control. That's just not my cup of tea. So that's why I do choose to do extra small now. Glutes, again, doesn't have the waffle, but has the cells, the chains, like that's what the print gives. And vertical ribbing scooping under the glutes, definitely more flattering than like the normal Amplify. I just, again, would love to see a biker contour. We have Grove, which again, very similar to Emerald, but we didn't get Emerald in the contour. I prefer the contour over normal Amplify shorts. I'd say the shorts are true to size. They do still kind of roll, because again, the leg opening is not insanely snug. It doesn't go past the thickest part of your thigh. Detailing on the side, which is a little bit of delicate fabric, I'm not gonna lie. Grove will definitely be more squat proof than Poise. It's a little bit darker, so I wouldn't stress that color. Here's the Grove extra small contour shorts. So again, fits very similar to a previous contour. I don't really notice that much difference. Similar fabric as well. Grove isn't as slick feeling as some of the others. Like Black Garnet is definitely the slickest out of all of them. But again, contour has the contouring around the glutes, no compression, just the contour ribbing detail. The shorts do not have the waffle detail, so I definitely prefer the contour shorts over the leggings. I feel like they're a little bit more flattering. Now, they're again not going to be as lifting as like Define Impact, but they are the most flattering, in my opinion, short that Alphalete has. But I like the tighter fit in the contour shorts. I like to go to extra small because I feel like it lifts a little bit more, is a little bit more flattering. And again, I like a snug waistband, so I do prefer extra small. In the small shorts, the waistband is usually too big and it comes way too high. This does come high rise on me, so it covers my belly button. Do a squat test. Now, obviously, if you have a tattoo on your butt, you'll probably see it. If you wear something like crazy printed or black, you'll definitely see it. But nude thong, and if you don't have any glute tattoos, I really wouldn't stress this color. Now, these do still roll because they are a shorter inseam. So when I wear these in the gym, they do roll. And eventually, like, the more I move, the more they become kind of like booty shorts. Contour leggings. So I got Steel and Black Garnet. The contour leggings are coming in Grove, Poise, Black Garnet, and Steel. And they're going to be $56 during the sale, an additional 10% off with code Bailey. So Steel, again, is a bluish gray. And in the I did extra small in Steel, extra small in Black Garnet. And again, ultra high rise is the rise for contour, especially depending on your torso. I prefer sizing down in contour. I feel like the waistband is a little bit bigger, and I personally like to be more snatched. I like a tighter fit. I like the OG, how it, like, I felt like the OG snatched me. So I do size down in contour to help with that. Does make it a little bit more sheer, but I still feel fine in steel. If you have a tattoo, you'll probably slightly see it, especially if you do size down. 3-tiered waistband, feels the same as previous contour. Now with the leggings, it's got that subtle under glute ribbed shading like the shorts. However, it also has the waffle detail. I'm really surprised they didn't get rid of the waffle because we like contour, but I think a lot of people don't want the waffle detailing. I really feel like they should have brought it back without the waffle on it. That's why I think I also prefer the shorts. The shorts don't have it. The waffle detail just makes it a lot more delicate because as you can see, it's got the little holes in it. So like your nails, when pulling it up or just like adjusting, can get caught and snagged. I really hope they get rid of that in the future. It also goes down the leg. They scrunch, not as long as some of their other scrunches. I'll pop the measurements on the screen of the contour extra, extra small. Definitely feels more thin, pantyhose-like and soft, more delicate than again some of the other seamless that I'm gonna show. Here is the difference between extra, extra small contour leggings to the extra small. So, old contour, and we will compare it to the new contour. Same thickness, same width. So I think you can stay to your normal contour size that you've been getting. The fit is the same. Extra, extra small contour shorts. I sized down in this one and normal size in black garnet just because I wanted to see the difference. And I definitely like the waistband better in the extra, extra small because again, I do like a more compressive fit. However, sizing down does make the leg area a little bit tighter. You're stretching the fabric a little bit more, so it could make it more sheer. But I do feel like it makes the rise hit me a little bit lower, which again, I like as I do have a short torso, pretty much ultra high rise. And I feel like I just look better on like a lower rise. So sizing down does help make it a little bit shorter. It snatches me more, but it is tighter right here, but it's not unbearable. It does make right here a lot tighter. Like there's really not much glute stretch. So pancaking my butt a little bit because it is quite tight. Again, steel and poise are gonna be the most sheer, but keep in mind I did size down. So in extra small it'd be a little bit less sheer, but I would still say even in your true size with a tattoo, you'll probably see it in this color. Not that bad though, but I do think Grove is gonna be the best for squat proofness. Yeah, slightly see it, but again, keep in mind I size down. And then on the leggings, you have the under glute contour vertical ribbing going around the glutes. No compression, just contour like in the shorts. However, then on the leggings, you've got this waffle knit detail. I feel like this should be done away with. That's been their #1 feedback, so I'm really surprised that they didn't do that when they brought back contour. These are full-length leggings because they are so stretchy. Even if you're taller, you can easily stretch the fabric down, so I wouldn't worry about length. The squat test. We have the black garnet extra small. This color is very, very similar to Dove. So if you have Dove, I mean, unless you want a contour purple, but I feel like if you have one or the other, like they're so similar. Extra small, again, the waistband just comes a little bit higher up. It comes down to preference. I feel like most people will probably be fine true to size. I just like a tighter fit, and again, sizing down does make the rise feel a little bit shorter. I don't like how high rise they are, so sizing down helps. Shorts don't feel as high rise as these. They're still high rise, but they don't hit as high. I'll pop the measurements of extra small black garnet on the screen. Now, I do feel like because it if in stretched when squatting, because it's a thinner fabric, you could potentially see if you have any tattoos. If you're squatting, you could see some skin tone with this color. Do the sticker test and try on black garnet. There's the extra small contour in black garnet, which is very similar to Dove. I really wish they would, like, I love this purple, but I really wish they would have done a lighter purple, like pomp, because this is so similar to Dove that it would have been nice to have a different shade of purple. This is why I sized down, because I'm still getting extra crotch fabric and it is giving ultra high rise. My belly button is here. It is coming way past. So much extra crotch fabric. So I personally prefer the shorts. I don't feel like the shorts hit as high. I'm just not crazy about the ultra high rise. I like the lower rise. It still feels pretty decently snug. Like I like, it's just the rise that's the issue. Like black garnet is a slicker fabric. It feels the slickest. I also feel like it's got like a sheen to it. So I don't know if that's my skin tone or it just has like, when you stretch the fabric, it goes nude. That could very well be it. Got the waffle contour detail. Obviously, girls that have longer torsos, ultra high rise, you're gonna like this. So in my true size, it's not that bad, so I wouldn't stress it. Even if you have a tattoo, you only like will slightly see it, but obviously not as bad as the poise. Also, one thing I noticed is that when it's higher rise, the waistband ends up hitting at like a weird spot on my stomach, and then I feel like my lower tummy has no tummy control. Whereas when it's a shorter rise, that thick ribbed waistband is covering my entire stomach, and then I have better tummy control even in my lower stomach. So again, that's why I just find like the shorter rise is a lot more flattering. They do have a short torso. We have the seamless flares. The flares also come in Formula Red, Oceana, Purple Noir, and Black. These are gonna be $57.60 during the sale. Again, code Bailey will save you an additional 10% off. I got extra small in the color I'm currently wearing, which is Purple Noir. And then I got extra small in Oceana, which is an OG color. I didn't have Oceana, so I cannot unfortunately compare it. In my opinion, this looks very similar to Victory Blue, which I do have. So the flare is not as flared as like Buff Bunny seamless. This also feels a lot more durable and thicker than Contour seamless fabric. This one feels the most similar to like OG, maybe a little bit softer. However, the waistband, in my opinion, isn't giving OG fit. It really doesn't taper in that much. Like, honestly, like, Alphalete's known for their tapered waistband, and I feel like they've just been constantly bringing out the waistband. Doesn't taper in as much as it used to, or an OG. The scrunch is also a lot longer, so the scrunch, unfortunately, goes up my back in my normal size. It is also ultra high rise in my normal size, so for that I did size down. I prefer sizing down, but when you size down, because it's that newer, thicker, more compressive seamless yarn, it makes it hard to size down because in the leg area is snug. The waistband fits great in an extra small. Like, I feel snatched like Blossom Dove Drop. However, the leg area then doesn't have as much stretch and is more compressive. So if I would say you'll be fine staying true to size if you don't like a compressive waistband. If you have longer glutes, have a longer torso, and are taller, I think you'll love these. They are 34 inseam, so they are longer. There's only one inseam. Hopefully in the future we see more inseams. Hopefully we see more rise options, because these are just too high rise for me, at least in my normal size. But the length, which you guys will see in the try on, is quite long. So if you are shorter than 5'4", these are probably going to be dragging on the ground, being completely honest. The gusset also has this like weird seam in, so it's like, it goes like this, and then you can see kind of like the seam on the outside. I do still prefer these over the Buff Bunny ones. I really didn't like the Buff Bunny ones that much. I loved how flared it was, but it wasn't flattering on the glutes. The waistband did kind of taper in more in the Buff Bunny ones than the Alphalete ones. I like the extra small that I got, which I will show you guys the try on. Extra small waistband fits a lot better. It makes it a little bit shorter. But again, keep in mind, I do like a tighter fit. And I have a short torso. Do the try on sticker test on these. I feel like you're gonna be fine, especially if you stay to your normal size. It is a thicker fabric than the Contour. A little bit of marl to it, not much though. It is true to size, but the waistband has been brought out from like previous drops. Feels a little bit bigger than Dove. I'm also getting a lot of crotch fabric, but keep in mind I do have a short torso. Oceana to Victory Blue. So Victory Blue is a little bit darker than Oceana. So Victory Blue was an OG. These are both extra small. Waistband, it has been brought out. Not as much, but it really does make a difference when on. Like in the OGs, I didn't have the issue of the middle of the back gaping. Like it laid flat in the OGs, whereas the new fit, I don't know if it's been taken out maybe like vertically. So that's why I'm having that issue. So it just doesn't feel as snatching, doesn't lay as flat. So again, I prefer the OG waistband. It was also thicker, more compressive. You can just see, like, this is the new, the waistband is so much thinner. It also feels flimsier. They're still 3-tiered. The waistband was even shorter in the OG Victory Blue versus the new Oceana. But feel, I'm not gonna lie, very similar, very similar. So I feel like this is the closest feel-wise we have had to OG. Like this feels like OG. We'll compare it to Gravity. Yeah, it's the Gravity waistband. Oh, that's why I don't like it. Okay, so you guys know I did not like Gravity launch. The waistband was brought out too much. I had to size down, I was getting gaping, and it was just too high rise. And that's how these are feeling. And sure enough, the waistband matches. So if you didn't like Gravity waistband, you're not gonna like the Flare waistband because it's the same. So that's a bit of a disappointment because Gravity was my least favorite fit. I'll pop the extra small Oceana measurements right here. I'll pop the Purple Noir extra small Flare measurements right here. Here are the Oceana. It's ultra high rise, so again, I'm getting that, like, just not compressing where it actually needs to on me. So, and then the scrunch is coming up my back. It's not snatching like an OG Amplify waistband. So like granted, they got the feel right, and I'm just getting like so much extra crotch fabric. And it's like a big pet peeve. Like I cannot physically wear this because of this. Like it's one of those like sensory issues, I think. I hope we get a mid-rise flare because I'm just really not feeling, I'm not loving this fit. I don't want my leggings to be up to my boobs. If you have a long torso like ultra high rise, girl, you're gonna love these. These are for y'all. If you have longer glutes, these are for y'all. But unfortunately, that glute seam going up my back, like going up my back. Still more flattering than the Buff Bunny ones. But I size down in the Purple Noir, which I prefer. Still very high rise, but at least it helps make it feel a little bit shorter, helps the waistband fit a little bit better. But I don't like my normal size at all. I think the fit has been messed up with ALPHALETE. I don't think a lot of their leggings are a true extra small anymore. I should not be sizing down to extra small. Like, let's be for real, not an extra small. But in order for it to fit my waist and not be ultra high rise, I have to. So I'm just really disappointed in that. Inseam are long. Like they're literally dragging the floor on my normal size, which I personally don't mind. Like once I have shoes on, like I feel fine. I don't like when they're high waters or like that. I don't like that length. So I'm very happy with the inseam. Now I'm 5'4", if you were shorter, they might be too long. Because even on me, they're like completely on the ground under my foot. So just keep that in mind if you are shorter. Hopefully we'll see more inseams and more rise options. Let's put the sticker in for Oceana. A lot better, I feel like, than Palace Revive, which was another blue. I didn't have Oceana OG. I do have Victory Blue, and I feel like it's giving Victory Blue. But unfortunately I don't have Oceana to compare. Obviously, if you like ultra high rise, if you have a longer torso, or you're taller, you got longer glutes, and you don't like as compressive of a waistband, like I think you'll like the flares, you'll like the fit. They're extra small flares in Purple Noir. So unfortunately, like I can get the extra small on. However, because it's that new fabric, which is thicker, it makes the leg area and glute area really snug. So unfortunately, with ALPHALETE's new sizing, I'm stuck in this awkward limbo. This in between extra small and extra small sizing is non-stop changing. So it's like one day, one launch It fits me great. The next launch, I'm in this awkward in between, so it's a little frustrating. If you're in between as well, I'm sure you get the frustration. It is still higher than I like. However, sizing down has helped tremendously. I definitely can't pull it up as high as I could. I'm still having the, like, because it is so high, it's like hitting right in between my lower stomach and obviously right here, and it's pushing my stomach down and out. Whereas again, had it been lower rise, that compression ribbed waistband would have completely compressed my lower stomach as well. Or if it would be cool to see them maybe bring it to a point, so that way the lower stomach, even when this high, your lower stomach was still compressed. Length also is really good as well. Still long, but not going completely under my foot. But again, sizing down is hard, like, because of how compressive and less stretchy the fabric is now. It is not as stretchy and thin as Contour or old drops. It is, again, that OG yarn, so it is thicker. And more compressive in the leg area. So it just makes, again, sizing very hard. If you size down, it might be too snug. Like, it was hard to get over my thighs and glutes. But obviously once on, like, it's fine, but it is snug right here. Now the glute seam is still going up my back. It's definitely longer than Revive. I'm not really sure why, because I know people love the shorter scrunch fit. Not terrible, but like it is going past my crack. It's got the rib panel going down the legs. I'm not getting any CT, a little bit of extra fabric because of how high rise it is. And then you've got a darker seam on the inside. And then we have the push tank that I'm currently wearing, coming in Formula Red, Oceana, Purple Noir, White, and Black. I got extra small. It's gonna be $36.80 during the sale. I'm not sure if that's with the code or if it'll be even cheaper with code Bailey. All right, so here is what the flat lay of the push tank looks like. So again, I did extra small. It is stretchy. I would say for the most part you can stay true to size, but I did size down and it does fit fine. And again, the straps are adjustable. But as you can see, it's got that ribbing contour right under the boobs. Again, if you're larger up top, definitely don't size down because this area might be way too small. I'm flat as a board, so it does fit me. Stay safe, I would say true to size. Maybe even size up if you are larger up top, just to prevent this from cutting your boobs in half, because it is quite short. It is, again, a meet and greet length, has adjustable straps with these gold detailing, and then the back looks like this, comes to a scoop, white Alphalete logo, and then the ribbing on the sides. This is what the inside out looks like. So again, this one does have a true built-in shelf bra with the like liner. It's got an elastic band, no removable cups or inserts or anything, just double lined seamless fabric right here. I do pop my own cup pads in because I do think you will see, it's not like gonna be sheer, but you're gonna see like your nip and stuff. And I personally would rather have cup pads in. And then the back, it goes all the way around the back. Here is the push tank. I did extra small just because I know that a lot of Alphalete tops run bigger. But I definitely feel like I would have been fine in extra small. Luckily the straps are adjustable. They're a little too wide for me though. So I don't know if I would have liked extra small because that probably would have made it even wider. So the straps when moving are literally being pulled out. So I would love to see, like right here is fine. It's the back that goes wider and not everyone has like a wide back. So it's definitely more for people who have like wider backs. Just because if you have like a narrow back, these back straps are gonna be way too wide. I hope they bring it in just a little bit because the straps are being pulled off, which is a little annoying. And even if I tighten it, it's really not gonna like bring it in. All it's gonna do is make it dig in. There is a built-in shelf bra, but no removable cups. I did pop my own in there because again, I do not like when it doesn't have cups. And then it's got this like, kind of like how the leggings do, this like compression under the glutes, a little push-up effect. Very flattering, very comfortable. It is more, I would say, meet and greet, not super cropped. Like, it does cover my belly button and hit the waistband. So this is a meet and greet length. And then the back, again, it looks like this. A little too wide for me. I would definitely buy more. Then we have Revive making a comeback. So OG Revive didn't have a scrunch. It was very different compared to Amplify, but they pretty much rebranded it, so it's kind of like a newer version of Amplify. So here are the shorts. So these shorts will be coming in Formula Red, Palace, Purple Noir, and Black. $40, but again, 10% off with code Bailey. An additional 10% off with code Bailey. So it's a 5-inch inseam, high rise, high sweat, high compression, 51% polyamide, 38% polyester, 11% elastane. I got Palace extra small, which is my same size as the contour shorts. So the waistband is bigger than the contour shorts. The rise feels the same, but again, they have brought out the waistband, so it's not laying flat in the back. And again, I think they brought it out vertically, so then I'm having this gaping and puckering in the back of the middle of the waistband. So when I squat, it just gapes and sticks out, which is a big pet peeve of mine. And like the OGs, and not even just OGs, but like launches before, used to like lay flat. They used to snatch, like even if it's not that snatching, I just want it to lay flat. And when sticking to my normal size, like my normal size is extra small, the mini lift that it has is non-existent. Sizing down, which in the leggings I did, which we will get into, does give a little bit of a lift. Obviously nowhere near Define Impact, Lilly Scrunch Sculpt, or Buff Bunny Miracle. It is nowhere, not even close to Define Dynamic. Just has these subtle points, which goes into a little bit of a more restrictive seamless fabric, so a little bit tighter, only like right here, subtle like triangle shading, but really doesn't do much in your normal size. But the sizing down, like I am happy I sized down, but it was hard to get on in the leggings because the waistband has less stretch, like width stretch, than the normal Amplify. Even though when on, like it does fit bigger, it has less stretch when getting it up than a normal Amplify. Material feels, again, very similar to Amplify, like the Gravity launch, the Bear, like the previous launches we've gotten, it feels very similar to that. Doesn't feel as thick as the Amplify flares dropping. Those feel, again, I kid you not, they feel like, at least the Oceana, they feel like OG. A little bit slicker, more similar to like the previous drop, still the OG yarn, but like it's gotten a little bit more soft washes on it. You've got a lot of crotch room. These are high rise to ultra high rise depending on your torso. Are 5-inch inseam, but honestly feel and look a little bit longer than my contour shorts. These don't roll as much because of the compression right here. We will try these on, do the sticker test. I personally prefer the contour shorts over these, just for sizing reference as well. So the Revive extra small, the same as a small, but it doesn't have as much stretch as an Amplify waistband. It's a lot sturdier, a lot less give. Still 3-tiered, has the seams on it, which kind of come to a point, but yeah, it matches up with a size small Amplify. But here are the Revive shorts, extra small, thinner, flimsier waistband compared to Amplify. Scrunch is still the same though. There's really not much difference. Has like a little triangle shading right there. Leg opening is a little bit more snug than Amplify. The normal Amplify, which I like. I don't like the leg openings of Amplify. I think they're too big, which causes rolling. This one has more compression because of that little mini lift, so it doesn't roll as much as a normal 4.5 Amplify. So for that, I'm very, very happy. Now in an extra small, the mini lift is non-existent. Sizing down helps make it little, I mean, it's like a baby, nothing. Like it really doesn't do much. But sizing down makes it feel like it does more, whereas in my normal size, the lift is non-existent. It's doing absolutely nothing. So you've got the new waistband with some seams, kind of like Lazuli and Honor, and then one goes longer, comes to kind of like this point, and then it goes into this like kind of like Revival vertical lines. Like when you stretch it, you can kind of see it's got a little bit, it's got the thinnest line of compression. So really doesn't do much. Not going to be the same as Impact, Lazuli Scrunch Sculpt, or Buff Bunny Miracle. Like it is nowhere near that level. And in your normal size, it does nothing. Sizing down, it does a little bit. But again, it's not going to be that same oomph BBL look. But it is more flattering than like normal Amplify. But I still think in terms of the shorts, I prefer the contour shorts over the Revive shorts. However, I prefer the Revive leggings over the contour leggings. It's not as thin as contour, not as like soft and delicate, but it doesn't feel as thick as the flares. I do still like the material though, and design, I'll try to post some photos of it flat lay because I feel like it's hard to tell like this, but again, on the sides it's got these seams that kind of curve around. The baby infant lift. Here's what the inside out of the shorts look like. So it's really not that noticeable. It's just like a triangle kind of like seam sewn differently. But again, it doesn't have much compression. See the like seam designs. The inside of the scrunch looks like this. Inside of the waistband. The front looks like this. So here's the waistband difference of extra small Revive to extra small Contour. So again, waistband is a little bit bigger. And it seems to be a little bit longer. And again, the leg opening just the slightest bit bigger in Contour, but it is shorter. I find that these don't roll as much, the Revive. Here's the difference between the Revive extra small and the Contour extra small. Extra small is my normal size. You have absolutely no lift happening in your normal size. So, yeah, if you don't size down, again, it's gonna be really tight if you do. So it's like sizing is gonna be iffy. A little bit tighter in the leg area though than like normal Amplify shorts, which I appreciate. I feel like some people don't like that, but I do because it makes it roll a little bit less. So even in my extra small, these do roll a little bit less than Contour and then normal Amplify, even though they're 4.5. So for that, I like the leg opening. I feel like more leg openings should be tighter to prevent rolling. Like the leggings, it's got this like ribbed detail right here. No front seam. It is a higher crotch. Like I do feel like this hits higher than when I size down on the leggings. This hits me ultra high rise. So I wish more brands would do a seamless waistband instead of it just going straight across and then chopping your lower stomach in half, making it pushed out and down. Why can't it come to a point where the compression is still covering your lower stomach? Like if you're gonna make it this high, bring it to a point so you still have compression down here. We'll put the sticker in. Again, might slightly see the tattoo, but I really wouldn't stress too much. This does feel thicker than Contour and some of their older drops. Have the Revival leggings in Formula Red, Black, Palace, and Purple Noir, 56, but again with code Bailey, an extra 10% off during the sale. 25 inseam, high rise, leg stripe detailing, smooth, high sweat, high compression, same material composition as Amplify. I did extra small in the legging. I will say, again, I'm in this awkward limbo in between sizing with ALPHALETE that getting it on was hard. Because of the, like the waistband is not as stretchy as an Amplify waistband. So even pulling it up, I was like, oh crap. Once on though, I like it. But one thing that I think would make it better, and obviously like in order to do this, they'd probably have to do a more invasive compression seam. It's compressive all throughout the leg, whereas what would make it more flattering is if in the glute area, it went into a less compressive fabric, because like in the extra small, you've got like the compression is a little bit more noticeable. You feel it a little bit more, but it's also compressive in your glutes. So sizing down, my glutes are a little bit pancaked, not bad, but if it was able to go to a more to a less compressive fabric here while having this little lift, your glutes would look a lot better. And the lift would be more noticeable. It's got a 3-tiered waistband, which doesn't taper in. It's got the seams kind of like lazuli Honor Active side seams, but it goes into a point. And then no front seam. I would say these are high rise to ultra high rise depending on torso. Scrunch longer than like the berry scrunch, like that mid-rise fit. I wish it was that length with the compression, but again, the compression is minimal. You stay to your normal size, it's non-existent. It's just got this triangle detail, ribbing detail right under the glutes, as you can see, that goes into a little bit of compression, but not enough to do any type of crazy lifting. And then you've got these seams, kind of like, again, Honor, kind of like Buff Some Buff Bunny seamless. I think, what is it, the shapes? No, the form has that seam right here. Doesn't really curve around the glutes. I wish it did. It just kind of curves and then goes into the front where it has the vertical ribbing, kind of like Revival. So that gives it that Revival feel, because Revival had that. And this doesn't have much compression in it, but it's a little bit, again, that design feels a little bit more restrictive. Not, again, terrible. And then in the leg, you also have that vertical ribbing as well. 25 inseam, so full length, like you're able to stretch it down. I would stay true to size. Sizing down made the leg area and the waistband hard to get on, but I'm gonna be honest, if you stay to your normal size, the lifting is gonna do nothing. But because I did size down, I was able to luckily get these on. I do find these more flattering than normal Amplify. Like, I like the lift when sizing down, gives a little bit of something. It makes me excited for the higher lift compression, if done right. Amplify, Formula Red Revive extra small. So again, the triangle compression really is very low even when sizing down. It's not going to be like Impact or all that, but feels very similar to Purple Noir, better than extra small. It's got less stretch than normal Amplify, less horizontal stretch in the waistband as well. So sizing, just be careful if you do size down, because it is snug. It's harder to get on. The waistband, again, it doesn't have as much stretch as the contour. Like it cannot stretch that much. So for that, it makes sizing a little iffy. But again, if you stay true to size, like it's gonna have no compression under the glutes. But again, you've got a little bit of compression right in the inner thigh where that triangle is. You've got the scrunch ribbing right here, but I kind of wish it had some contour seams that kind of went around the glutes as well. You are able to get that under glute line though, which I really like. It's high to ultra high rise. Yeah, it's high rise, ultra high rise depending on your torso. We'll put the sticker in. Again, I did size down, so it's gonna make it a little bit more sheer. I think an extra small, it wouldn't have been as bad. And the under glute compression in your normal size is not gonna have any, pretty much. So I feel like they definitely need to make that tighter. And again, the leg area, I hate when the leg area is tighter than the waistband. So then like the waistband slides, you have to keep pulling it up. But I do like these more than normal Amplify. Like, even though sizing is weird, I feel like they are a little bit more flattering with that shading. Purple Noir as well, and I'm gonna show you inside out what it looks like. So here is it inside out. This is what the scrunch looks like. So not as much stretch as like an elastic would be. And then you've got, again, the triangle, which is a very, very minimal lift effect. Like, it's still got stretch, it's just like sewn the slightest bit tighter right there. And then you've got the vertical Revival ribbing, no front seam, but then on the leg in the front, like the thigh area, you've also got the vertical Revive ribbing happening as well. Still has good stretch, like vertical stretch. It's just the horizontal stretch that's a little bit iffy, making sizing down potentially could make it too snug. I will say it was very hard getting on. The waistband does not have as much stretch as like an Amplify waistband. Even the leg area, not as stretchy as Amplify Contour, other Amplify. So it was a lot harder. Like, I could easily get on my extra small Contour. These, however, I was a little nervous at first, but once on, I'm very happy. But again, keep in mind that I like a tighter fit. I have quite narrow hips and a 25-inch waist. It's still very snug, but I usually size for my waist, not my glutes. My glutes do feel a little pancaked. I think it would have been better. Like, one of the things that make Define so good is that it goes into a stretchier, thinner like fabric in the glute area. These do not. So you're kind of like, if you size down, like, it's kind of compressing the glute area as well. Whereas with Define, it's only compressive on the leg and under the glutes, but then it goes into stretch. You're giving room to giving room to not compress your glutes, whereas it is tight fabric on here. So I feel like had they been able to design this to where it wasn't as thick and compressive in the glute area, but thick and compressive down here, it would have been a lot more flattering. Now, this is nowhere near as flattering as Define or Lazuli or even Buff Bunny Miracle. It is not that. It is not that same lift. It has a slight little thin line under the glute with a little bit of compression, so it's not going to give that same lift effect. I'm really hoping that the tighter compression Amplify will. Honestly, I still think these are better than regular Amplify, hands down. Similar fabric to normal Amplify. Like, it's not like, I feel like how a Revive will, or at least my Revive were. It's got like similar pattern, like this like ribbed line detail. Another line right here. And then you've got another seam right here, kind of like subtle like shading around the glutes. And then right under here is just like a thin little line. And then under the glutes is just thin little compression. It's really not that noticeable. I wish we got a biker in these. Rise is really good. Rise is short torso friendly, also long torso friendly. It just might hit a little bit more mid-rise. I love a mid-rise, but on me it is high-rise because, again, I have a shorter torso, but I like it. Like, but keep in mind I did size down, so it's going to be a little bit more sheer. In your normal size, you will be fine. It's a pretty thick seamless fabric. Like, it doesn't feel like how some of the older launches used to feel like pantyhose. Like, it doesn't feel that thin anymore. We also have the Amplify Contour Bra dropping. I didn't snag any more of these because honestly, the launch was so big and we only had a limited amount of selects. It's not my favorite seamless bra. Please bring back the seamless strappy bra. Medium impact, lower. I definitely would recommend sizing down in this. I do extra small in this bra. Same material as seamless. Has the keyhole cutout detail, removable cups. That seamless fabric. But in my opinion, it runs a little bit bigger, has really good stretch, so I personally like to size down. That'll be dropping and it'll be $41.60 during the sale, 10% off with code Bailey, coming in Grove, Black Garnet, Poise, and Steel. That is everything for the seamless. Now we're gonna move into Tenacity. So there's quite a bit of Tenacity dropping as well. Tenacity Allure bodysuit making a comeback. Black will be restocking. Flared leg, short sleeve, velvety smooth, high sweat, low impact, 70% nylon, 30% spandex. This will be dropping in black restock. Carmine, Chelsea, Ride. So I accidentally $57.60 during the sale ordered extra small in this bodysuit. I do have extra small, so I'll pop in side by side. I do prefer extra small because unfortunately sizing down, while it fits well everywhere else and isn't even high water when I size down, right here is too, like, the sleeves are too snug, so it's digging in. It stays up pretty well, but my extra small stays up better and again is more comfortable. Still snatching. Obviously this is more snatching, but this is hard to get on. Luckily a little bit easier because you've got all this open area, like you don't have to worry about. Would not recommend sizing down in this. Tenacity fabric is more compressive than Aura. Tenacity fabric is very similar to Buff Bunny Poshnit. If you like Buff Bunny Poshnit, I think you'll like this fabric. Now again, it's open back. I know some people have had the issue of the straps and sleeves sliding off. I personally haven't. I am though more narrow chested and IBTC. If you have larger chest, wider back, like you might potentially have that issue happening. It doesn't have a built-in shelf bra with like a liner, but it does have what I call an invisible shelf bra, just an elastic seam down here for a little bit of extra support. The seam sewn right here so the cup pads don't move around. Removable cups. Again, open back. Longer glute seam. Has the Wolf Tonal logo right here. Has the darts right here for added structure. And then a seam right here. I don't like that the seam goes straight. I feel like the seam needs to come to a point to bring in the waist, whereas straight lines just are not flattering on the waist in my opinion. Has no front seam. A straight leg, so not a flare, just a straight leg, which I actually quite like. It looks very cute with sneakers. I like the bodysuit. Is it my favorite bodysuit ever? No. But this red got me because it reminded me of my Buff Bunny lipstick red, and I was like, oh, I need. So for that, I do like it. I love the red. Would I want to pick it up in any of the other colors? No, because it's, again, not an absolute favorite bodysuit of mine, but in the red, it makes me like it more. Again, a pop of color will get me. It'll get me. But the Tenacity fabric is velvety soft. It is a hotter feeling fabric, especially compared to Seamless or Aura. So I do tend to get crotch sweat in Tenacity and Buff Bunny Posh Nude because when on, it feels hot. So just keep that in mind. I would definitely say true to size. If in between, size up, don't size down. In extra small. So last time I got extra small, and this has dropped before. Fit is the same. I did size down though, accidentally. But at least now I can kind of like compare. I will say the arm area back here is a lot tighter. So wearing for a while, I feel like I'm already starting to feel a little bit of tension back there. So I would definitely not size down. I wish I would have gotten extra small. Now, luckily sizing down didn't make it too short. I was like, when I saw the order that I'd accidentally put extra small, I was like, oh crap, they're gonna be high waters. And luckily, even when sizing down, ignore that, those are placemats for real. But even when sizing down, like, it's not high waters, it's like the perfect length. So it has a little bit of bagginess to it, but isn't like dragging the floor, doesn't like awkwardly hit up to my ankle. I'm not even getting like camel toe. Like, it's still, like, it's obviously more compressive, but it's not bad. It's just too tight in certain areas, like the top part especially. Getting it on is hard as well, but once on, it's fine. It's just definitely, it takes a little bit of shimmying. So obviously, again, not going to be that flattering on the butt because the curve seams, like, they go way up my back. So it just makes my butt look long and flat. But for a bodysuit, again, doesn't matter. But I know my girls are going to ask, how is it short glute friendly? How is it on the glutes? The seams definitely go way past. Like, this is the glute seam, V-seam. My butt stops right here, so it does elongate my butt. And kind of like, obviously there's no volume here, so it's obviously not flattering on the butt. But I still really like the bodysuit, and for running errands, hot girl walks, like, I'll still definitely wear it. I just know it's not going to be obviously the most booty enhancing bodysuit ever. It's got the side curve seam, which I do appreciate. I feel like they've been getting rid of that on some of the Tenacity and Aura, so I am happy that they have the side curve to kind of like bam. I personally don't have an issue of it falling down. Like, even when sizing down or staying true to size, like, the straps stay up very well. Like, I don't feel like I need to like keep readjusting. However, keep in mind I am itty bitty up top. Open back detail. So I do love the open back. Like, I do like that feature. It doesn't have a built-in shelf bra or anything, but it has like a thick seam, kind of like the halter top they did. It's that thick band right here for a little bit of extra support, but obviously it's not giving me any support just because, like, it's, my boobs are right here and it's way under. And then we have the Tenacity wrap leggings. These are 27.25 inseam, mid to high rise, wrap waistband, hidden butt scrunch, velvety smooth, high sweat, medium compression. So this is Tenacity fabric again as well. This is the shortest glute seam in this drop. I'm still waiting on a 2.5 inch glute seam, but this is 3.5. So this is a shorter glute seam legging option. When on, it does come a little bit higher, but it's not that bad. Like, this is definitely my favorite cut and sew legging, hands down. Like from Allphalete. My favorite Allphalete cut and sew legging. Buff Bunny Aggressive Scrunch is my #1 cut and sew. But I think this is one of, again, Allphalete's shortest glute seam options they have. And I personally like a wrap legging. I think it brings in the waist. I think it stays put really well. Tenacity fabric though, again, feels a little bit hotter. I would love to see this in Aura fabric, because I think even though Aura is lower compression, I sized down in Aura and just like the feel of the fabric better. It reminds me more so of Buff Bunny Butter, that buttery smooth fabric, and doesn't feel as hot as Tenacity. But I still really like these. I did extra small, true to size, if in between, size up. Don't size down. Because again, it's got more compression than Aura. Tenacity is a higher compression legging. I like that Allphalete has different compression levels for different people. If you like higher compression, go with Tenacity or size down in Aura. If you like lower compression, go true to size in Aura, size up in Tenacity. So again, that's the main difference between the fabrics. This is a higher compression, so it is going to be a little bit more snug. Fit reminds me of Buff Bunny Passionate though, which again is a higher compressive legging. So I feel like I'm very happy in extra small. Doesn't feel too snug. Like, yes, it's compressive, it's snatching, but I don't feel like, oh, I can't get these on. It is a 3.5-inch glute seam with a hidden scrunch and comes to a V-point. So I do find these very flattering, and it's got a curved glute seam, which I'm happy it went curved instead of straight. I don't like though that it has a top seam in the back. It's not one of my favorites, but at least it's not in the front. I just feel like top seams dig in and are very unflattering on the waist personally. But I like this cross waist. It stays put. I don't feel like I have to like it's not folding over like the Buff Bunny cross waist one. Like I had that issue again because it's butter fabric. Got more crotch room than the Buff Bunny one. I don't get CT, but again, if you're camel toe prone, like a tighter fit, or if you're in between, I would say to size up in these. Mid-rise, so my belly button does show. It comes to a point, which really does bring in the waist. I feel like, oh, I just love a cross waist. Inseam is really good as well. I personally am a fan. It says it's high sweat, but in my opinion, it does show sweat on like an intense leg day in this fabric, especially crotch sweat, because it is a hotter feeling fabric. Now the wrap leggings are coming in cashmere black, dress blue, and purple rain. $51.20 during the sale, an extra 10% off with code Bailey. I really like these. I'm very happy. Like, this makes me very hopeful that soon we will start to see shorter glute seam options thrown in with the longer ones. And again, their hidden scrunch is much more true hidden scrunch than Buff Bunny's. Tenacity is thicker than butter, so I really don't stress sheerness much in Tenacity, similar to Buff Bunny Passionate. So Allphalete used to have a surface cross waist, and definitely more compressive than the surface ones were. It's a lower rise than the surface wrap was. The crossways isn't sewn, so it does fold, but it doesn't really move too much. It's got the back seam in the top of the waistband, which I don't care for, and I think that is the main thing that makes me kind of like the Buff Bunny candid cross waist a little bit more than these. Also, it's butter fabric, and you guys know I'm a hoe for butter, but I just feel like the waistbands, I don't know, I just don't like top of the seams, and every Tenacity bottom has it. 3.5 to 4-inch glute seam, at least on the extra small. It might get longer as you size up. So it is a more short glute option. It's probably one of their shortest as of right now. So I do appreciate that, and for that, these might be some of my faves. Yeah, so I do appreciate the variety of glute seams finally. Cross waist, no front seam. I am getting kind of like the gusset at the top though, not terrible, but I am getting Barbie crotch because it's tighter right here. It is definitely shorter, so it doesn't go way up my back. It still kind of goes a little bit above my glutes, but not terrible. It's definitely the shortest glute friendly legging they have. Tenacity fabric is thicker, so sheerness, like even in this light pink, you really can't see the sticker that much, especially compared to like Aura fabric or the seamless. Seams aren't going on my back, so definitely more flattering. However, I don't like top seams on the top of the waistbands because it just cuts in and like digs into my like back and just is not a very flattering cut, whereas Aura again doesn't have that. Buff Bunny Candid Cross doesn't have that, and it just has a more seamless look, whereas I just feel like this kind of digs in and doesn't look as good. This color will show a little bit of cellulite. I don't mind that. I actually really like these. Like, I would definitely spend my own money on them, like running errands. I would say 7/8, so it's right at my ankle. It's nice to not have a legging up to my boobs. So this is a mid-rise fit, and I like a mid-rise personally. I've got a short torso. And then we have the dip back leggings, which are Tenacity fabric as well. Now these come in black, Oceana, purple noir, and ride. $51.20 during the sale. 27.25 inseam, mid to high rise, dip back waistband, hidden butt scrunch, velvety smooth fabric, higher compression. So again, Tenacity is a higher compressive material compared to Aura. So if in between size up, I stuck extra small and I'm happy. Now this glute seam is higher than the wrap leggings. So again, that will not affect a longer glute girl or in more like normal average glute size. Like if you don't notice glute seams or care, like that's not gonna affect you. Now again, Buff Bunny recently did a V-back legging as well. The V-back glute seam on the Buff Bunny one, while the fabric feels very, very similar, the glute seam was shorter actually on the Buff Bunny one. So let me show you if you guys can see. So the slightest bit shorter on the glute seam. The dip back though, as you can see, like is pretty much the same. It's actually a little bit longer on the Buff Bunny one. But I think the seams are more flattering on the Buff Bunny one because it goes into a more V, whereas this is like a, I don't know, like I feel like this seam right here should have been more curved instead of straight. It's just not that flattering, but it is a true hidden scrunch, whereas the Buff Bunny one is not. It's just a straight glute seam with an elastic band inside. But as you can see, like the Buff Bunny one is a much more noticeable V back, and right here curves a lot more flattering. So yeah, I think I do prefer the Buff Bunny one. I just like how it's a more true hidden scrunch in the Tenacity one. Also, the Buff Bunny one does not have a top seam, whereas this one does. I will say I do think that helps it stay up a little bit better than the Buff Bunny one. Like that one kind of rolls a little bit more in the back, whereas this one doesn't because of that seam. But it just ends up cutting me in, like cutting my back in a very unflattering way. But it does stay up better. But I just feel like the seams are a lot more flattering and curve more in the Buff Bunny one. Fabrics are very similar. Waistbands also very similar as well. I think you have a little bit more crotch room in the Allphalete one, but I think the Buff Bunny one hits a little bit higher rise. The waistband's also longer in the Buff Bunny one compared to Allphalete. So I don't know, but neither one of them are my absolute favorite leggings. I feel like I've tried better V-back leggings. I feel like they could both be tweaked and have a shorter glute seam, but I don't know, I'm torn. They're very, very similar. We'll have to do side-by-side try-ons to figure it out. But yeah, fabric's very similar. The main difference is that Buff Bunny is a more noticeable V. This one, again, I guess why it's like a little dip, little doop, whereas this is more V. And then this one has a true hidden scrunch, but the seams and measurements are roughly very similar, and compression level is also quite similar. But that, yeah. And then you've got a side seam, whereas the Buff Bunny one doesn't have that. Well, I'll pop side by side to compare with the Buff Bunny ones. I would say these fit a little bit more snug, but very, very similar. The fabric is also very similar because the Buff Bunny ones were posh knit, which is very similar to Tenacity. I would say front rise is very similar, but the Buff Bunny one definitely has a more noticeable V back, whereas this one's really not that noticeable. Definitely think the V back's more flattering on the Buff Bunny one. However, Alphalete has a true hidden scrunch. Buff Bunny's hidden scrunch is not. It's just an elastic seam, whereas the Alphalete one, and I'll show you guys side by side, actually has that scrunch happening. So for that, I do prefer the Alphalete scrunch, but I do feel like the back glute seam does go higher in this one than the Buff Bunny ones, so that does irk my nerves a little bit. But again, at least we have the cross waist, which is a little bit shorter, doesn't go as high up. But as you can see, like the dip back, like I'm glad they said dip and not V, because it really is just a do. It's like, wait, what's that curve? It's like slight right turn. That's what it is. So the Buff Bunny one definitely has a more noticeable V back. Hidden scrunch, it is made more to be in the cheek. So if you don't like that, I would definitely go more aura. I do think you can wear it out of the cheeks, but it's naturally, because of that scrunch, gonna go in the cheeks naturally, like even just like moving. I really feel like Alphalete's on the right track. I just feel like, I think I've come to terms with the fact that I'm just not a big cut and sew girl. I am a very much a seamless girl, but also like my favorite cut and sew ever is aggressive scrunch, like Buff Bunny aggressive scrunch. Like I just feel like seamless is a lot more flattering on the glutes, but like in terms of cut and sew, the Buff Bunny aggressive scrunch just is like one of the most flattering cut and sew leggings. So I think I always base everything off of that. So it just makes me a lot pickier. I think I prefer the wrap ones because it has a shorter glute seam. But again, if you don't care about glute seam and want like a dip back, like a little, again, slight right turn, I think you'll really like these. But if you're looking for something more like for working out that you don't want to have to readjust, I would go with an Aura or one of the seamless. These, you are gonna have to kind of readjust the waistband, pull it up a little bit because of that slight dip back. I would say if in between, size up, because it is a little tight right here. It's a little bit tighter than the Poshnit V-back fabric wise, like it's definitely more compressive, but I do think you can stick to that same size. But if you sized up in those, definitely size up in these. Inseam is a little bit shorter on this one because they are tighter, so they do come up higher than the wrap leggings. 5'4" for reference. Doesn't have a curved seam. I do wish it had a curved seam like Laura, but it just goes straight. But since Tenacity is thicker, I really don't stress it in these. Like even if you have a tattoo, I really wouldn't stress too much. And then last Tenacity item that I have is the Core Bra. A-B C-cup, strappy, adjustable straps, velvety smooth, high sweat, low impact. So this will be coming in black, cashmere, dress blue, and purple rain and white. $35.20 during the sale, extra 10% off code Bailey. So I got it in purple rain, extra small, my normal size. I do think I probably could have sized down, but it's just a little bit on the wider side, so I am getting a little bit of gaping, a little bit of puckering. It does have adjustable straps though, but it really doesn't help that much. You've got a keyhole crossover detail back here, thicker elastic band, darts. It reminds me of one of the ALPHALETE bras. I can't remember the exact name, but the design feels very, very similar. And I got a little bit of gaping in that. Not as bad, like the adjustable straps definitely help, whereas I feel like in the ALPHALETE one, it didn't have adjustable straps, so then I'm like, I cannot wear this. So for that, I like it more. It does have removable cups, but I wish it did come in just a little bit. It's definitely more wide chest friendly. Again, Tenacity fabric, which is a little bit more durable than butter, but could still potentially pill. You've got the Tonal Wolf logo on the side. So I did extra small on this. I like the thick band. It's a little wide, but not terrible. Like luckily the straps are adjustable, so I can tighten it. I don't think if I could tighten it, I think the puckering would bug the crap out of me. So that helps a little bit, but then you've also got the digging in issue. So it is a wider bra. If you're wider chested, obviously you'll probably like this. Narrow chest girlies, just know you could potentially get a little bit of puckering, a little bit of gaping. Tenacity fabric is more durable, but obviously like on like the turf, if you get Velcro to it, you could potentially get pilling in Tenacity fabric as well. I would say a medium support level, low to medium. It's got removable cups. Like, I feel in place in this. And again, the thicker band. And then you've got this cutout detail with adjustable straps. Again, it reminds me of the ALPHALETE bra, but now in Tenacity fabric. I actually like this a lot. And I like that it has adjustable straps. I'm pretty sure the ALPHALETE one didn't, which is why I didn't like it, because the straps were too big and I got a lot of gaping. Tenacity has the wolf logo. Aura has a new cursive logo. And then seamless is obviously like the white Alphalete. The Tenacity peekaboo long sleeve top. Long sleeve peekaboo detail, velvety smooth, tight fit, high sweat. I guess it is 70% nylon, 30% spandex. So it feels a little bit slicker, in my opinion, than Tenacity. I do really like this top. I definitely just should have done extra small, because I had gotten a top like this before from Alphalete that I felt ran big, didn't snatch. I was like, let me size down this time. So I did extra small, and everywhere else feels fine. Like all right here, I love. It snatches. The arm sleeve area though is so insanely tight. It kind of hurts. So for that, I do not recommend sizing up. I think I would have been fine in my true to size extra small. I just, again, do not size down because the arm area is gonna be tight. If you have like more muscles in your arms, maybe even size up. It's a more meet and greet, but I like the curved hem. I love a curved hem in a top because it really does bring in the waist. Very, very flattering. This color is also beautiful. I also like that it has the built-in bolero shrug design. It reminds me of that top that dropped like years ago. It came with the pinnacle top as well. Like, oh, I think it dropped with like lemonade color, like Amplify. That's what it reminds me of design wise. It does have thumb holes. Thumb holes are snug in the size down. I would definitely personally buy this in another color. I would just do my normal size, not size down. I think the waist is so flattering. I'm so happy we're seeing more length variation with Alphalete. It's not double lined in the front like the other tops I will get into. So it's just one line, doesn't have a built-in bra or anything, and then has this, like, again, built-in shelf bra cutout peekaboo moment. All right, so here's the top in extra small. I definitely should have done an extra small because this one fits tight, especially in the sleeve arm area. Everywhere else is fine. Like, I love how fitted it is down here. I loved the curved hem. It makes the waist look so good. I like that this isn't baggy. So much tighter than the other tops. Like this one right here, the sleeves are fine. Like, they're not insanely tight. However, this one, even though they're both extra small, it is very, very snug. And even like the hand opening where the thumb hole is like cutting off circulation. I feel like it really does wonders for the waist. Put above my hip bone, but covers my belly button. And again, it has that, I'm telling you guys, a curved hem brings in the waist and just shapes so well. So for that, I would buy more. I just would probably do extra small, not size down. We also have more baby tees dropping, and this is a short sleeve, cool hand feel, high sweat, tight fit. This one is 94% polyester, 6% spandex. This is coming in formula red, which will be $27.20 during the sale. This one, compared to the other one I will show later, this one is a boxier fit. The feel is also different. This one's more a stretchy cotton feel. Not as like slick, not as soft as the other ones I'm going to show, not as soft or stretchy as the like Buff Bunny Honor ones. Got a more boxy fit, cap sleeve, goes straight. And then you got the tonal Alphalete logo. I really like these tops. It takes a lot to show sweat, but if you're super intense workout, it will still show sweat. Whereas I feel like the other one I'm going to show, that just like a new one, I feel like holds up a lot better with sweat. I like to size down in this. It's got a lot of stretch. I do think if in between or want it more fitted, you could size down. I don't know if the fit has changed. I need to see, because like it feels tighter than my other extra smalls, like much tighter. I don't mind it. Like, it definitely is fitted, but I just feel like it does feel a little bit more snug. You compare it with your Formula Red Amplify, the Revival. And again, the difference between the basics and this one is basically the fabric. I would say the cap sleeves are pretty similar, length is pretty similar, but the other one is slick, like swimwear material. This one is more of like it's still soft, but it's not like Buff Bunny Modal or Honor Active Mellow Soft. It's more of like a stiffer compared to that. Still has some stretch, but not as stretchy as those. Move into the Aura collection. There's a lot of Aura. So we have Aura Reya top, which is one of my favorites. Double layered, square neck, brushed, high sweat, tight fit. So Aura fabric is 75% nylon and 25% spandex. Comes in black, dusty blue, Grove, and tea rose. That'll be $35.20 during the sale. So reminds me a little bit more of Buff Bunny butter, a little bit thicker than Buff Bunny butter though, but has that buttery, smooth feel. Isn't as hot feeling or as compressive as Tenacity or Buff Bunny Posh Knit. Now this top I did extra small and extra small, which we will compare. I got tea rose, which is a little bit lighter than Poise. With the Aura, they have a new logo, which is this cursive tonal logo. It's giving ballet, Pilates, like very girly, very dainty. This is my favorite logo they've ever done. I hope they continue. I'm obsessed. It's double lined, but doesn't have any removable cups, no inserts, no built-in shelf bra. So definitely lower support. I do pop my own cup pads in, but I will say, because there's no insert, they move around. It's a cap sleeve, like a very short cap sleeve, square neckline, very flattering, but you can also wear it you can wear it front or back. It is cropped length, so it does hit above my belly button. And then the back is this cross detail. Now they're not sewn together, so when you cross it and wear it this way in the front, you have to be careful and mindful to make sure it doesn't move and then all of a sudden your like boobs out. But I love this way, especially as an IBTC girl. I think it's so flattering. So again, I love a top you can wear both ways. This is a top you can also wear out and about casually. But this is Tea Rose extra small. I like the extra small better. I feel like the straps stay up a little bit better, but we'll try her on. I'll pop extra small Tea Rose measurements right here. Here's the back of the bra reverse. So it doesn't have removable cups, but I popped my own in and it's staying put really well. But again, keep in mind, I am very small up top. This is extra small as well. So I feel like that helps keep me in place a little bit better. I wish I would have done the green and extra small. I do prefer the tighter fit. However, I wanted to compare, but I do think I like the extra small better. So like these are not sewn together. So I do have to kind of readjust a little bit. I personally prefer it this way. I just think it looks so girly and again, dainty. Like this is definitely one of my favorite tops dropping. Be a lower support moment, more IBTC friendly, but I love it. I'm here for it. I want it in every color. And then the back and then the front, which this is how it'll look like if you wear it reversed, is just square back. Again, double layered. This is also a top you can even wear with jeans, a skirt. Like you could definitely wear it lifestyle as well, which is something I love. So I want every color. I'm a fan. 10 out of 10. It is a little tight in the armpits when you wear it this way, but it doesn't bother me that much. The straps stay up pretty well. Like I don't feel like they're being pulled down even though it is a wider top. So that's why I prefer extra small. I feel like it's just tighter. It stays in place better. So if you're smaller up top and want it tighter, I do think you could size down in this. Larger up top, maybe don't size down. And I am IBTC, so I just personally tend to, especially with Alphalete bras, size down. And then here is the Grove extra small. We'll try her on. I'll pop extra small Grove measurements right here. So here is the extra small in Grove. Now I definitely prefer extra small. I feel like it helps it stay up better. The sleeves stay up better. Extra small is still fine though. Like obviously it's still fitted, but since I am smaller up top, like I just like to feel more in place. And I feel like in the bigger size, I feel like the straps are being pulled down a little bit more. With sizing down, I don't have to worry about that at all. But this is how it looks when you wear it the, I guess, right way, like the front. And I did pop my own cups in. It's double lined, but no removable cups or built-in shelf bra or anything. So I just like to put my own in there. There's no insert, so I just have them like free floating, so I do feel like I kind of have to go in there and kind of like readjust. Pilates, yoga girl. We have the Lilly tank, low impact, long line, halter, brushed, high sweat, tight fit, 75% nylon, 25% spandex. So again, Aura fabric. This comes in Anchor, black, dusty blue, lace, and poise, and root. $35.20 during the sale. Anchor is a darker blue. I didn't get that, but I had tried it on during the shoot, and they paired me with it with dusty blue, which is a beautiful monochromatic color combo. I got extra small and extra small to compare. I'll pop the extra small measurements on the screen right here, and then the extra small measurements on the screen right here. So I got root, extra small. Now, this one doesn't have a built-in shelf bra liner, but it's again got that invisible bra where it's just got the elastic band sewn in. And then again, the seam right here to prevent the cups from moving around, but you've got that like thick seam, thick elastic band sewn in, removable cups. Now it is cropped length. I hope we get to see a longer line option because I think I would have liked it more if it was this length, like meet and greet. But if you're a cropped girl, it is cropped. The halter neck fits good and extra small. Like it's tight, but it's not uncomfortable. However, in the extra small, it's too wide on my narrow chest. I'm also smaller up top. I'm getting gaping, I'm getting puckering. So it's not fitting right. But in the extra small, dusty blue, the gaping is gone, the puckering's gone, it fits great right here. However, then the neck strap is a little too tight. So sizing's a little bit in this. I hope they bring it in a little bit more. If you're wider chested, I think you'll be fine. You won't notice any gaping. So you can probably stay normal size. Again, keep in mind, if you do size down, the neck strap is gonna be a little tight. It's like a stretchy elastic, but it is quite snug. Root is very similar to butterscotch. Dusty blue is beautiful. There weren't really that many colors. I feel like that compared to dusty blue, at least that I had. And I love a halter moment. I just would love to see it also come in like a meet and greet or full length option and maybe bring it in a little bit more because it's a little too wide. Here is the extra small top, and the halter neck is definitely tighter. I feel like after wearing for a while, it might slightly start to irritate, but the gaping is so much better. This is what I would expect an extra small to feel like. So I don't know. The sizing is a little bit off for me because like you can't, sizing down could potentially make this too tight, but if you're narrow chested, I do feel like you need to size down or else you're gonna get gaping. So I don't know. It's also shorter when you size down, so definitely more cropped now. Fits so much better. Like I can bend over and I don't have to worry about holding it because you're not gonna see anything. That makes me like the top more with the extra small. I just feel like the fit is more to my liking, but the neck is just, I think, over time gonna irritate. It kind of puckers at the bottom, so I don't like that. I also get gaping in an extra small. Puckers, if I bent over, I'd literally have to go like this. It's too wide, it's not narrow chest friendly. I did get extra small to compare. The neck strap, however, though, is tight. So when you size down to help with the gaping, the neck strap hurts. So I'm just, for that reason, I'm not obsessed with the fit. I feel like it does need tweaking. So obviously, if you are wider chested, you probably won't notice that issue. However, do keep in mind that regardless of wide chest, narrow chest, the neck strap is snug. But yeah, the thick band goes all the way around. Again, kind of like an imaginary built-in bra. I have the Aura strappy bra making a comeback. A B cup, low impact, brushed, high sweat. So this will be dropping in Dusty Blue, Grove, Onyx, and Tea Rose, $36.80 during the sale. Interesting how this one costs more than the tops. I love the Aura strappy bras, and I'm glad it's the one with the adjustable straps that they brought back. This bra, obviously low support. If you're larger up top, it's going to be very low support. You could potentially get under boob with this bra because all it has is a thin seam at the bottom. But as an IBTC girl, this bra gives me muscle mommy vibes. It is dainty, it is cute, it's sexy, like good for upper body days because you've got the crossover adjustable straps in the back, which are very dainty. So my cup of tea. I'm IBTC, I do extra small, would not size down, but wouldn't size up either. You could size up if you wanted more coverage, but I'm fine with extra small. I can do upper body, lower body, and it's staying in place. If you have more boob though, you'll probably get under boob, being honest. Again, if you're larger up top and really want this bra, I would suggest sizing up to help with coverage, but at least you've got the adjustable straps to tighten if you need the straps a little bit tighter. It does have removable cups. It has the darts right here for extra structure. Love the new logo. It is tonal, minimal, and cursive. It's just giving Pilates, ballet, girly, dainty vibes, while still like you put this on and just, it's just so good. Definitely would recommend. I will be buying more with my own money. More strappy bra. I freaking love this bra so much. I want it in more colors. I only got the pink and the green, and definitely want to go back for dusty blue. It is true to size. I got extra small. It's got the new low cursive tonal logo, which I think is stunning. I love that it has the adjustable straps, and I just love the curve. It is low support, so it only has a thin seam at the bottom band, not thick or anything. So if you are larger up top, you could get under boob slippage. Very little support, low coverage. I am IBTC though, so I can easily do upper body. It does move a little bit, but like not to the point where my boobs, like I don't have to ever stress that my boobs are gonna come out in this top, just cause like there's nothing to fall out. But it's Aura fabrics again. Very soft brush fabric. It has the darts right here for added structure. It has good side boob coverage. Narrow chest friendly, like I'm not getting any gaping. For upper body days, like you just can't go wrong. It's got the two straps that cross over down here, not adjustable, but the straps right here are, and they cross over as well. Nothing's digging in, but again, if it were, I could adjust it and make it more loose. We have the Aura Sculpt jacket. Hip high length, invisible pockets, brushed, high sweat, tight fit, 75% nylon, 25% spandex, so Aura fabric. It'll be coming in Anchor, Black, Grove, Lace, and Poise. $57.60 during the sale. Code Bailey will save an extra 10% off. I just liked the more bright colors. They're more unique. I didn't have a jacket in these colors. I'm glad we got them in brights and not just neutrals. I stuck with extra small. I don't think I could have done extra small just because of the zipper, like the quality of the zipper. So granted, it's not like insanely fitted at the bottom. I do wish it snatched a little bit more at the bottom. It's not as snug as my Bow and T Rally BBL jackets. It is more fitted though than like dynamic zippy. Same compression I would say as like any of like Honors. More fitted than any of Buff Bunnies. None of Buff Bunnies are as fitted as these. It is a little bit more cropped. Like I kind of wish that instead of it going straight, that it came to a curve. I love a curved hem on a BBL jacket. It brings in the waist. Also the neckline is a little bit more like astronaut vibes. Like it's not like a collar. I actually quite like it. It makes it a little bit different from the other BBL jackets we've seen because they're not like a collar zip. It does have thumb holes, which I appreciate. I love a thumb hole. I know that's like 50-50. And then it's got double lined zip pockets on both sides, full zip. But again, even though it's not insanely like tight right here, it is kind of like snug right here. And when I try to zip it up, even though again it's not insanely snug, when I move around or like the zipper quality just kind of splits. Whereas I feel like if I were to size down, then yeah, it would be splitting a lot more. So for that, I would say true to size, sizing down you'd probably be having issues with the zipper quite often. The back also has this like wrap detail, like this seam right here, and then also a seam right here with a dart. I don't mind it, but just letting you know it has that. Extra small Grove. I still feel like it's not super tight or snatching like some of the others I've tried down here, but it is fitted. Like it's not puckering, it's not too loose. But unfortunately, I cannot do extra small because the zipper, even in the extra small, even though it's like not insanely snatching or not too tight down here, the zipper will literally split. So for that, I do not recommend sizing down. Certain movements, it does, like, it has split before. I still, again, love it, would spend my own money on it, but I'd probably only buy 1 or 2 colors, which would be the ones I got, the Grove and the pink. But I usually like my BBL jackets to hit right at hip bone and kind of curve in the front, like a little bit longer. And this one does hit above your hip bone, so more meet and greet length, not hip bone, not full length. I still really like the length. I'm glad it's not cropped. I'm over the crop jackets. I feel like that's all Allphalete's done. So I love that we got this length. I love that we have thumb holes. We've got 2 pockets down here. It's kind of got this like scoop curve, whereas most of them have like a collar and come up here for full zip. So that does make it a little bit different from some of the others that we've seen. I would say to your true size, if you size down, you run the risk of the arm area being too snug and the zipper ripping. But here's the back, just a basic back. And then we have Aura shorts and 5-inch dropping. Don't like 5-inch, so I did not snag. I wish we would have gotten Aura bikers. And then we have the Aura leggings coming back, 28 inseam high rise, low compression, brushed fabric, 75% nylon, 25% spandex. I'll pop the measurements on the screen of the extra small Aura leggings. Got to do extra small. I like to size down in Aura because even though it's lower compression, I like a tighter fit. So I do think if in between or if you want it tighter, you can size down in Aura. It's coming in Anchor, Dusty Blue, Grove, Onyx, and Poise, $51.20 during the sale. Now, the glute inseam, the rise is still, I'm pretty sure, the same. Like, it's still ultra high rise, but I think the glute seam has been brought down an inch. So it's still higher glute seam, but it was 6, now it is 5. So a little bit shorter. I'm really sad I didn't size down to extra small because then it would have been probably even shorter because obviously like the grading scale. Aura has the side curve seam, which I love. I feel like it's very flattering. The waistband, even though it's lower compression, once I size down, I do think I prefer the waistbands of Aura versus Tenacity because it doesn't have that back seam. I feel like it lays flat a little bit better. It does slide down though if you stay true to size in Aura. Because it's lower compression, you do have to keep pulling these up, but you don't have to worry about any top seams digging in and like awkwardly cutting in. Has like the curve seams right here, which kind of help bring in the waist. I feel like it would be really cute though if they brought this straight seam into a curve as well. But again, the glutes, there's no hidden scrunch. There's no scrunch, just a normal glute seam with the V, longer glute and longer torso friendly. It is a very comfortable legging. Again, I really like the Aura fabric. It reminds me the most of Buff Bunny Butter. For that, I like it, but again, I know it's not gonna be the most booty enhancing. If you don't care about that, you just want a comfortable low compression legging that's buttery smooth, I think you'll really like this. Love that we got some fun brights. However, Poise is more sheer. If you have a tattoo, and because this is, again, butter is thinner than Tenacity, like you will see it, especially in this color. Aura is your low compression option. Tenacity is your higher compression option. I'm not a lower compression gal, so I do like to size down in Aura to make it a little bit more fitted, more snatching, just because, or extra small again, is lower compression. I notice I have to pull up the waistband more because it does slide down. When I size down in Aura, it stays put a lot better. I have less extra crotch fabric. I will say I feel like the pink fabric feels a little bit slicker than like previous Aura. Not insanely different, but I do notice that at least with the pink. We'll do the sticker test. Again, Aura is not short glute friendly, so the seam will go really long. Sizing down does kind of help with that, but not by much. If you're a shorter glute gal, definitely go for the Tenacity. It's a little bit shorter. The wrap leggings or glute seam is 3.5, whereas this is like 5. And obviously, it doesn't need to be like insanely booty enhancing. Not everyone likes that 100%. So if you don't care about that, I do think you will really like Aura. If you like high rise, if you like low compression, like a longer glute seam, I think you will like Aura. Like even I still like Aura. I just know my butt's not gonna look insane. Do the squat test. I feel like with a nude thong, you'd be fine. But obviously if you have a tattoo, you might slightly see it. Like Tenacity is definitely thicker than Aura. Also Aura is slicker than Tenacity. Aura has the glute seams that curve out more. These are ultra high rise, so come way past my belly button. The seam is like full length. Aura does show sweat and does slightly pill. I would say it doesn't pill as bad as Buff Bunny Butter, but I still have had my Aura pill. Next we have capris. We have Aura capris, 21 inseam, high rise, brushed, high sweat, low compression. Again, Aura fabric. This is coming in Anchor, Black, Dusty Blue, and Poise, $46.40 during the sale. I got Dusty Blue. I forgot to size down to extra, extra small, which bums me out because again, I get extra fabric. It slides down more in my normal size. So I'm really bummed I forgot to ask for extra, extra small in the capris. Capris I know are 50-50. Some people love them, some people hate them. I used to quite like capris. Like I used to wear the Lululemon ones that came to like right here all the time, like the Aligns. Like that was like the main thing I bought. That was before I knew about bikers, so maybe that's why I liked it so much. But my sister also loves capris, so there is an audience. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, which is fair enough, but I think it is important to have variety. Again, it might not be your cup of tea, might not be my cup of tea, but it's important to have variety, have options. And Alphalete, I don't think has ever done a capri, or at least it's been a long time. So I do like that they have brought a new length option for the capri girlies. I wish we would have also seen a biker length because I love biker, because I do like a biker Aura. We're not quite there yet with the balance of variety and lengths and stuff, but it is nice to see them try something new. You know, there is an audience for capris. Kate slays in the capris, Gabby slays in the capris. I don't mind it, to be honest. I think, again, it's got the slightly shorter glute seam, 5 inches compared to 6. Would love to see, again, a shorter glute Aura with a hidden scrunch. Because I do like Aura fabric. But again, we've got capris coming. If you're a capri girl, it hits me like right here. Got the cursive logo right here. Just getting a little bit of extra fabric, sizing down, makes the waist tighter and not fit as high rise. Like this is just literally like that's not cute. So I wish I would have remembered to size down. I would have liked it more. I don't mind a capri length. I used to wear capris all the time. I know capris are very, very much out of style. They are slowly coming back, but not with activewear per se. It's more so like the capri sets with like the pointy toe heels, the very like 90s, or is it 50s? The like gingham capris, you've got the matching little top and then the little like 90 pointy toe short heels, like that style. That's back in terms of fashion. However, activewear, I don't know if people are back to capris with activewear. Obviously there is a market out there for it, so I like that. Have some variety. Also no scrunch. Again, Aura has the curve seam. Dress blues, pretty squat proof. Like I really wouldn't worry about it at all. Squat. Again, the waistband does kind of slide and I have to readjust when I don't size down. When I size down in Aura, it's fine, the waistband stays. And then we have the fold over Aura flares. So 33-inch inseam, mid-rise, flare length, brushed, high sweat, low compression. Again, Aura fabric. These are coming in Anchor, Black, Dusty Blue, and Root. $54.40 during the sale. So I did extra small. I didn't want to size down in these, and I don't recommend sizing down in these because then, unless you like a lower rise. I didn't size down because then the rise and waistband would have been shorter, and it was already too short in my opinion. The inseam, if you're shorter or really tall, you might have an issue. It's got a long glute seam, so it's not short glute friendly, but I mean the fold over band's supposed to hide that, but it does have a hidden scrunch, whereas this is the only Aura with a hidden scrunch. It does not go into a V back, it just goes straight. So my main issue with these, one, I love Root. I think it's, again, very similar to Butterscotch. I feel like these could have been so good, and I hope we see another version with a higher fold over waistband. So like normally I'm a mid-rise girl, like I like mid-rise, but can you focus? But I feel like these are too low rise. Like these are low. If you want the fold over waistband to cover the seam, I mean, granted, like you can make these hit any height you want, but in my opinion, it looks weird having it like if I want it mid-rise, I have to leave the folded band kind of like this. And that's not cute, because then you see that straight weird line that's supposed to be hidden. Like it's supposed to have that folded over, but when I fold it over, one, the fold over band is too short so it doesn't stay. But then it's low rise, like hip bone length, and I personally don't like that. So again, I really hope we see a higher rise option. I know some people like low rise, so keep these for the low rise girls, but I really want to see this fold over part be higher. I think it should have been higher, to be honest, because when I have fold over leggings, I want the fold over, which you'll see in the try on, to kind of like chop the glutes in half, kind of at least cover the seam. But like, I think it's a lot more flattering on the butt when that fold over band kind of like covers the glutes, the top glutes a little bit, and then you get that under glute line, kind of like when you do like your jackets and like it covers right here. So flattering. And I feel like had I been able to do that in these, I would have loved, I would have been obsessed. But unfortunately, the fold over band is too short to do that. So for that, I'm not insanely crazy about them. I just think it looks weird when people have this seam showing. If you don't want it low rise, it has to show, unfortunately. It's got the cursive tonal logo. Also, I don't know what it is, but these fit bigger than the other Aura leggings, maybe because the seams are a little bit different. So even in my normal extra small, I'm getting this weird like extra fabric and bunching under the glutes, like wrinkling under the glutes, and I don't get that in any of the others, so I don't know if this one I don't know what's going on. Like it makes me want to size down, but I can't because of the waistband. If you like low rise, I think you'll be fine. It is a little bit more flared than the seamless, but not by much. Got a good flare. Again, I like the 2000s vibes, like I'm here for it. I just hope we see a higher rise option, which is crazy because, you know, I like mid-rise, but like in this term, where I want it to fit and hit, it has to be low rise, and I'm just not a low rise girl. We have the Nola fabric, which is supposed to be like their Skims dupe, I believe, but in my opinion, it's giving swimsuit material. Not that I don't mind it, but at least I haven't tried a Skims fabric that feels like this. Personally. Okay, so this is how I wanted them to be, like the folded flares. Like I wanted this fold to be so long, like to be longer, to where you could chop the glutes in half. I think it makes the butt look so much better. It's too, like it's not long enough, so then it only like, to keep my underwear from showing, it just hits right here, which is still flattering. I don't think it's as flattering. One thing I am noticing, and this is an extra small, I'm getting a lot of weird bunching fabric right here. Like there's just too much fabric. Like I don't know if you guys can see how wrinkly it is down here. Not insane, but I think for me, I just don't like wrinkly fabric, and I feel like in an extra small, it's weird to have. Like I don't normally have that issue, but again, I just feel like if this fold over was longer, I could then also make it more mid-rise, but where I want it to be, like on the back, like to be covering the glutes, makes it low rise. And I'm not low rise. I like mid-rise, like right under my belly button, like this, mid-rise. Like I want it to be like this, but have the fold be longer, like the Victoria's Secret ones. I definitely feel like the Victoria's Secret ones were longer. Like I feel like this little fold over ain't really covering nothing and just hits at a weird spot if I want it to be higher rise. I would love to see this fabric be longer, just because I would like to be able to still have it folded, but hit right under my belly button, not be low rise. And that way I could kind of bring it down. Like I feel like you guys, like I just feel like it would be much cuter being able to fold that layer over the glutes. Like bro, you can't tell me that doesn't look good. Whereas versus this, like no. Inseam on these is not bad. There's only one, unfortunately, So I feel like it hits the same as the bodysuit. So I feel like you'd be fine. If you're taller, you might potentially risk it being a little high. Again, I'm sure they're only bringing one seam for now, just to kind of test out how it does. The inseam is 33 for my extra small. I do believe it gets a little bit longer with each size up. Then we have the Basics Tee, which is double layered in the front, cool hand feel, high sweat, tight fit, 85% polyamide, 15% spandex. This comes in Anchor Black, Black Garnet Lace, and Tea Rose 2880. I will be buying Tea Rose when it drops because this is probably my favorite baby tee that they've done. Although obviously once the glass tank gets put into a baby tee, that'll be my favorite, but for now this one's my favorite. It beats the other one. Like, I like both, but I feel like this one holds up so much better with sweat. It's, again, almost like swimsuit slick, buttery smooth fabric, double line in the front. The cap sleeve comes to a curved hem, so it's less boxy than the other baby tee they have. And again, a different fabric, a little bit more fitted. I think this one is more flattering of a shape and cut. I did extra small like my other one, and it's got good stretch. So again, I do think you can size down. It's not as snug as the Tenacity long sleeve top. So I feel snatched in an extra small. Again, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. So again, I think you can size down if you want it super snatching. I love the curve hem. It really brings in the waist. Cap sleeve, double lined in the front. I don't think, no, not the back. Holds up really well throughout workouts. I hope we get bright, fun colors in this. It also has no logo that I can find. So if you like a minimal, no logo top, this is your girl. Really, even though it's different fabric, still matches really well with the Amplify. It hits more meet and greet length, so it's not hip bone, it's not full length. Again, very similar to the cotton fabric baby tee, just a more slick fabric. Like, again, this is very similar to swim material, that type of slick fabric. It's double lined in the front, not the back. So you've got a little bit of extra compression. I guess it's also meant to, like, if you don't want to wear it with a bra, but I still feel like I want to wear it with a bra. So it wouldn't be sheer, but I still think you'd see like your nips. An arm has cap sleeves, so if you're not a fan of cap sleeves, you might not like it. I don't mind cap sleeves. Yeah, I'm really happy with how these tops turned out. I feel like they fit really well and kind of like bring in the waist, because it does have slight curve hem in the front, which I love. Back is just a simple back. It doesn't have rag sleeve stitching, but it's laying pretty flat, so even when I raise my arms, I don't feel like it's being pulled up or bunching right here. I do think you can size down in this top if you want it super fitted. Like, it, even in an extra small, like, it's so stretchy, it doesn't feel uncomfortable anywhere. And then we have the Basics long sleeve. So again, a double layered, 85% polyamide, 50% spandex, tight fit, high sweat. This one's coming in black, Oceana, purple noir, and white. 32 during the sale. I got purple noir, and I will be buying Oceana because I freaking love it. I did extra small, so again, stretchy swimsuit-like material. I do think you can size down. The arms are not as snug as, again, the Tenacity arms and the peekaboo top. So I'm happy with an extra small. It doesn't feel too tight. It snatches the waist. It is more like, it hits a little bit above my hip bone, so not like quite full length, but I love where it hits. It doesn't have a curved hem, but it's still very flattering. And as you can see, it naturally is sewn in the waist, so it does such a good job tapering the waist. It's a wider neck opening. I still think it's very flattering. One of my favorite long sleeve full length tops they've done. Like, I hope we get it in more fun brights. It's, again, that swimsuit slick spandexy material, so it does really well with sweat. You've got another seam right here kind of curving it in, double lined in the front but not the back. Very flattering, like, shapes so well. Doesn't have a built-in bra or anything, just double lined, so I do wear a bra underneath. Doesn't have thumb holes like the other top. Here is the extra small top. So like, compared to the other one, like, this one is more stretchy. isn't as snug, so I do think you can size down. The waist in the other one is also tighter, again, because the fabric is just a lot more restrictive in that one and more compressive. So I did extra small, and it's still like not insanely snug on the stomach. So again, I do think if you do want it super fitted, you can size down. The arm area's got better stretch than the other one. It is tight, but it's not uncomfortable. We also have waist or headbands coming back. I lost mine. I don't know where mine went. I had the pink one and it was so cute. It's Aura fabric. I am probably gonna end up rebuying it. I wish we would have gotten the Grove as well. Like, we only got Poise, Lace, and Black and Anchor. Wish we would have gotten the green because I definitely would have bought that. All right, last few items are actually men, part of the men's drop. Members Vintage Zip Up. Heavyweight fabric, deep kangaroo pockets, high density logo front and back, oversized fit, 100% cotton, coming in black, chrome, marine, and varsity blue. $68 for the jacket during the sale. I got varsity blue in medium. Definitely should have done the small because it is very oversized. And it is a heavy material. Like dang, that's heavy. So definitely heavier than Origin. Is a soft fleece inside. It's not as soft on the outside as Origin. I do think I prefer Origin. Like, I don't need a hoodie that feels this heavy because thicken like it feels slightly thicker than Origin, but I mean, not like it's gonna keep me that warm. And I don't like hoodies like when on for them to feel super heavy personally. And the main thing that really got me that's like, I'm like, is the zipper. The zipper quality is not good. It gets stuck 24/7. They did give us a tip to like put soap on it, but I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that if I'm spending $68 on a hoodie. Like, put soap on my zipper. Why not get a better zipper? You know? I don't know, maybe I don't know enough about that, but like, it's a heavy zipper, thick zipper, but I'm like, I'd rather have the Origin because I can zip that up no issue. I don't need a big clunky zipper that doesn't even work. So that's my feedback. I'm not crazy about the zipper personally. I grabbed it because one, I wanted to compare it to Origin. I still think I'm team Origin, to be honest, but I like that we got a vibrant blue. I feel like we never get fun colors in Origin or sweat sets. And this one reminded me of Honor. So I have an Honor sweat set in similar color with a similar logo. So I was like, ooh, I really like that one. Maybe I'll like the Alphaletes one. Here is the Honor one. I like the Honor one better because the outside feel is softer. And this also, the color, very, very similar. Logos are very similar, like giving that like college logo. But the outside is softer, and I'm all about softness. I don't like when it's a stiffer fabric, and the Honor one definitely wins. However, I like the fit and like where it hits me on the Alphalete ones better. I just like the fabric and feel of the Honor ones, but again, the color's so friggin' similar. But this one's higher rise, and the waistband, like, I don't know, like this is the best fitting jogger Alphaletes ever done. The length is good, it's oversized, but the waistband in a small is still like tight. Like, I don't have to worry about it falling down. It's not too big. Hits at a good length, has pockets, has the logo, drawstring, cuffed at the bottom. I wish we would have gotten cargo straight legs. I do think in terms of fabric, Honor wins for me because it's softer on the outside. Both still have fleece, but like, I like a soft outside feel, and this one's not soft. It is thick though. The Alphalete one is thicker. Both are still soft fleece, but this one is a little bit thinner but softer on the outside. Also, I would say a higher rise fit. I feel like Honor's was a little bit more mid-rise for their sweats. Again, the logo is Alphalete on the back. It's definitely a big in-your-face logo, so if you're not about that, maybe avoid. Definitely think you can stay to your normal size in this. I did medium and probably honestly could have done a small jacket. I definitely should have done a small. It's a little bit oversized. Heavy material. It is soft fleece inside, but it's not as soft as Origin. Like, it's a more like matte or like flat, if that makes sense, material. But the zipper's heavy. The zipper quality though, like, it's thick, but it keeps getting stuck, so I'm not insanely in love with the zipper material. Like Origin, you're easily able to get it zipped. This one took a second because it just kept getting caught. Yeah, so this is a medium, so it is longer, so I do like that. It just definitely looks a little bit boxier, but obviously it's like men's. Got a hood, it's got the Allphalete logo, 2 pockets in the front, logo, and then quite high pockets. The members vintage joggers, heavyweight fabric, elastic waist belt and cuffs, drawstring, rubberized tips, oversized fit, 100% cotton. Members vintage jogger black, chrome, marine, varsity blue, 56 during the sale. I feel like this isn't as oversized as Origin. Like I feel like my small Origin waistband is a lot more loose compared to this one. I like this one better. Like the fit is really good, but I wouldn't say it's as oversized as like Origin. So I would say the joggers like definitely fit more tight than like Origin, like in terms of the waistband, which I don't mind. Like that's not a bad thing. Because like sometimes even in the small Origin, like because they were more men's oversized fit, I'd have to tie the waistband. This one like is staying put, so it's definitely a tighter waistband, but I can still wear it high rise and it doesn't look too weird. Oh, has pockets as well, has a tie drawstring too, so you can tighten it, but I genuinely don't feel like I need to. I do wish it was a little bit baggier at the bottom. It's a little fitted, whereas I feel like Honors is a little bit more baggy, and I personally like that. Would love to see this again in a straight leg, or I don't know, a baggier fit. Like I don't like fitted joggers, and it's a little too snug at the bottom. The back doesn't have any pockets or any detailing. We did it. We made it through the review. This has definitely been one of the biggest launches. I feel like this review, sorry in advance for how long it probably is, but I hope I gave you all the info you need to make smart shopping. Again, do not feel pressure to shop, to spend money. I'm just giving you guys the info you need to make the right decisions for y'all. Hope you get the best bang for your buck and know what's truly worth it and what's not. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. I'll also be doing Q&As on my Instagram before launches to kind of answer y'all's questions. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. And again, if you do shop, the sale is happening February 22nd, 12 p.m. CST through February 25th, 12 p.m. CST as well. The entire site will be up to 80% off. New items will be on sale as well. Code Bailey will save you an additional 10% off the sale prices to save even more money, and also counts as an entry to my monthly giveaway. Use my code, make sure to screenshot and enter, and also let me know so I can personally say thank you. Y'all support means the world. I would not be able to do these reviews if it wasn't for y'all, so thank you. Again, I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!